Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is my second Black Friday video of the day. I've got one more to go, so be on the lookout for that. But for this one, I'm going to be reviewing the Oukitel 2000 watt hour UPS solar generator. This is a great machine and it has a lot to offer. I want to thank Oukitel for sending me this because they've had to work really hard to get the solar generator here to Alaska. We've actually been working together for the last two and a half months or so, ever since the first week of September, trying to figure out a way to get this machine up here so that I can review it for you all. And it's on sale today. Why? Because it's Black Friday. So if you're interested in this machine, take a look at a pinned comment. It's going to have their link in addition to a code where you can save $300 off the regular price. In addition to that, I will have their link and code on the description of this video. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. I'm pretty impressed with this machine. There's a couple of things that I would change about it, but we can talk about that toward the end. First, let me tell you a little something about it. This is the Oukitel 2000 watt hour, 2000 continuous watt solar generator. That means that it has a storage capacity of 2000 watt hours on its LiFePO battery, which I'm sure you know that LiFePO batteries are the best batteries for solar generators. They're a lot safer and they last a lot longer, therefore giving it a rating of above 2,500 charge and discharge cycles. So this machine is going to last a very long time, even if you discharge it and charge it every single day. One of the things that I really like about it is that it has UPS, which stands for Uninterrupted Power Supply, meaning that it doesn't use those charger blocks that you see. It just connects straight to your AC outlet and it powers the unit right from the AC outlet instead of it having to go through a power block. Now, UPS is best used for when you want to have an appliance plugged into this machine continuously and then have the machine plugged into a wall outlet or an AC outlet. That way, if the power goes out, there's only 10 microseconds of time in between the time that the power goes out and the time that your appliance starts using the battery power from this Oukitel. In addition to that, what's nice about having UPS is that while you have your appliance plugged into it and your unit is plugged into the wall, it bypasses the battery and it sucks the energy right out of your wall socket instead of depleting your battery and then your battery recharging at the same time. Now let me show you what the front of this unit has, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your DC ports. This is your garden variety cigarette lighter adapter. This port here, to tell you the truth, not sure what it's for. It's called an XT60 port, also 12 volt. And then you have two 12 volt 3 amp ports here. Now to turn the machine on, all you have to do is long press on the power button. And as you can see, it turns on right there. And you probably heard it beep. You can see that it's powered up to 100% right now. First thing I always do whenever I receive a solar generator, no matter what power level it's on, I go ahead and plug it in for 24 hours. Now you can just plug it until it says 100%, but I leave it plugged in for 24 hours to make sure that that battery is completely full. Now to turn on your DC, very simple, and that's what I like. Just a quick press. You can see right here with these icons lighting up that each one of these is on. To turn it off, quick press off. Same thing with your USB ports. To turn them on, quick press on, and you can see right there that it shows the icon that it's on. And your USB ports just have your two standard garden variety ports, and then you have two quick charging ports that charge up to 18 watts, and then you have two PD ports that charge all the way up to 100 watts. And to turn it off again, ladies and gentlemen, very simple. It comes with a little handy light, little flashlight in the front there. I kind of like it. It's pretty bright. So for those of you that are sensitive to light, there's going to be some light coming on here in about 1 second. To turn this on, same thing. All you do is press it once. It's got a few different modes. And then you just press it again, turn it off. And you can see that it's off. Let's take a look at the side that has the AC wall plugs. Now this side right here, as you can see, this is your AC wall, like your wall plugs, right? I call them AC wall plugs because that's what they're mimicking right here. Just like any standard garden variety wall plugs in your house, these are equipped for 20 amp. As you can see, it's got the little T here. But to turn this on, it's really simple. Usually I run into solar generators that to turn on the AC you have to long hold, but this one is just a quick press. And there you go, it's on. Now you can go ahead and plug into up to 6 things in here and draw up to 2,000 watts at the same time, continuous. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I was pretty impressed with this machine. It's only 2,000 watt hours, but I was able to power my refrigerator, which is 25.5 cubic feet, for about 14 hours on this machine, and I believe I brought it down to only 24%. So I brought this down to 24% and was able to power my fridge for about 14 hours, or maybe a little bit more than 14 hours, as you can see here. So not too bad, pretty good. I really like that this machine will charge really quick. It's got supercharging, which means that it will charge up to 1,100 watts off of your wall. All right, so that's a really good thing. Once you plug it into your wall to charge it, I mean, this thing is like a rocket. It charges at about 1,100 watts or so, maybe a little bit more. The one thing that I don't like about this is that for solar charging, it will only accept up to 500 watts for solar charging. And being that this is a solar generator, or I call it a solar generator, if you already have electricity, it's all fine and dandy that it charges really quick off the wall. But if you don't have electricity, you really want it to charge quickly off of your solar panels. But that's not saying anything bad about the unit. 500 watts coming in from solar is not bad at all. It means that this machine would be able to charge up in about 4 hours if you're using all 500 watts of solar that goes into it. Another thing you want to remember when you hook up your solar to this machine is that it will only accept up to 50 volts. I don't like to daisy chain my solar panels where it adds up the voltage. I like to leave them in 12 volt parallel, but it will accept up to 50 volts of solar coming in for a total of no more than 500 watts at any one time. Here's the back side of the machine. It actually has some pretty good information. Let's go through it. It says that it's 2,000 watt hours, which we already went over. It can AC charge at 1,100 watts, which is really, really good. However, it can only solar panel charge at 500 watts. And I was wrong. It's not 50 volts. It's a maximum of 48 volts. So what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is that if you go ahead and daisy chain, let's say 4 solar panels together that are in series, you're going to get 48 volts. That's the maximum that this will take, is 48 volts. However, if you daisy chain them in parallel, it will always be at 12 volts. Right? And you can have a maximum of 500 watts coming in at any one time. Now, we already talked about that you can use it for 2,000 watts continuous power. However, when you have it on UPS mode, which means uninterrupted power supply, it means that if you have an appliance plugged into this machine and you have the machine plugged into the wall, that the appliance will be using the electricity coming right out of your wall. It won't be using electricity from the battery in this machine. However, whenever you have it in UPS mode and you're taking power right out of the wall through this machine, it's only rated for 1,100 watts. So let's say, for example, that you're using this for your refrigerator. You can plug in your refrigerator to this, plug this into the wall, and if the power ever went out from the grid, your refrigerator will seamlessly switch over to battery power. And that is a very nice function that this machine has that I wish every solar generator had. Another nice thing that this unit has, it has overload protection. So if for some reason you overload it, this is kind of like a little breaker that all you have to do is reset. And then here is where you use it to charge either off the wall or off solar. It did come with a nice thick wire that you can use to charge off the wall. And I'm telling you, this thing charges really, really quick. When I saw it charging at 1,100 watts, I was like, wow, that thing is just rocking. It also comes with your garden variety cigarette lighter adapter so that you can charge it through your Anderson port right here. And it's very nice, ladies and gentlemen, that they did include an adapter to go from MC4 to your Anderson connector that will connect here for solar. A lot of units don't include this, but this right here makes it possible for you to pretty much use any solar panel that you want that has an MC4 connector. And MC4 connectors are your garden variety connectors for pretty much any brand solar panels. Most solar panels, I would say, in my opinion, come with an MC4 connector in the back, and it's very easy to have this and just hook it up. You're good to go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's not too much more that I can say about this unit. I mean, it is a good, solid unit. And like I said, one of the things that I don't like about it is that it will only accept 500 watts of solar input. And the other thing, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that big of a deal, but I think that the UPS function is awesome, but I just wish that you would be able to use the UPS function to the full capacity of 2000 watts continuous instead of 1100 watts. Other than that, this is a solid unit. Now, the last thing that I want to do is, I already showed you me using it on my refrigerator, but the last thing that I want to do is I have my little heater in my bunker here hooked up to it. So you can probably see, I'm not sure if you can see the cord right there hooked up to it, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it on high and see if it can handle the load, because on high, my small heater here should be well over 1,000 watts. So let me go ahead and turn it to high and put it on max. And let's see what we draw from it. So as you can see there, the output right now is 1260 something, 1270 watts. That is nothing for this unit. This unit can easily go up to 2000 without any problems. And again, ladies and gentlemen, this is just for demonstration purposes. I personally don't recommend that you use a solar generator to hook up a heater because I think that the more power that's drawn from it at the faster rate actually degrades the batteries. But that's just my personal opinion. Obviously, right here, you can see that it's working just fine. And you can see there that we're already at 98%. One thing that I didn't mention that I really like about this is look at that LCD screen. That is a very nice big LCD screen. It tells you how many minutes you have left at that rate right there. So at that rate is showing 66 minutes at 1253 watt output. And at the same time, it will show you your input up there. So you can have input coming in and going out at the same time. So this is a pretty nice, solid unit. I have to say that if I were in the market for something like this that's UPS, I would recommend it. I really like that it's UPS. I like that it's got a really good LiFePO battery. So ladies and gentlemen, go check out their site. Oukitel, thank you very much for sending this out to me, and I've been waiting to review this for a long time, so go check out their site. I'm going to go ahead and leave the link to their site and any codes that they may have provided me down on a pinned comment and on the top of the description of this video. I've got one more Black Friday video coming out later on where I'm going to go and do a little bit of window shopping through all of the sites that I normally use on a personal basis. Having said that, have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you here in a little bit.